Hi, in this session I will demonstrate a simple inbound process in a warehouse managed storage location. So I am making a purchase order for material 200120, which is going to be received in a warehouse managed storage location 2000. So my purchase order is for quantity 15. Let us first check the status of stock so that it is easy to understand what changes we see once we start the inbound process. So right now I have 125 quantity already in unrestricted stock, and if you look at the warehouse stocks, I have 125 quantity available. So both IM and WM level are in sync. Let us go back to the purchase order and start the inbound process. So I save the purchase order for 15 quantity. My purchase order is saved. I begin the goods receipt process by doing a MIGO. So if you are doing a goods receipt in a warehouse managed storage location, you will see an additional WM tab in your goods receipt document. I select the item OK. We see everything as per the purchase order with an additional WM tab, which is correct. I check. Everything fine. I post the document. Once I post the document, we will see the stock status at IM level and the WM level. So I refresh. Now the stock at IM level is 140. So 15 that was posted right now is seen at an IM level in the stock. Let us see how this looks at a WM level. So at a WM level, you can see that the 15 that were posted have landed up in the goods receipt area, which is the interim storage type. We have to process this further and then bring the stock here in the available stock. So we have to do some additional steps, and we will be doing those right now. So once we do a goods receipt, a transfer request is created. We will go to transaction LB10 and display all the transfer requests. We have a transfer request 13 or a transfer requirement, and we select transfer order in the foreground. Now transfer order in the foreground is just to see how the creation of transfer order works. You could also select transfer order in the background, but this is directly will create a transfer order and you will not see the details that are captured in the transfer order. So let us go for transfer order in the foreground. So this is the screen for creation of a transfer order. This is the quantity, and you can choose to create the transfer order in the foreground with this icon, or in the background in this icon. Once you select in foreground, you would see actual picking of actual selection of the bin in which to put away the material. If you select this icon, the transfer order is created immediately without you getting a chance to see how the bins or which bins is getting selected. If you have multiple line items in a particular material document, then you can use this particular button here to select each line item and then create a transfer order line item for that material. So right now we will go and put away in the foreground. As we can see, the source bin here is from storage type 902 of NIM, and the destination proposed by the system is in the storage type 001, storage section 001, and the bin proposed is 010201. This bin is proposed as per the strategy we have specified. If you want to see the logic, how the bin is proposed, you can go in the log of storage search bin. You can find all the relevant details and the data that is read by the system in order to propose the bin. We can see that the parameters that we have maintained, and most importantly the storage type that was picked up by the system based on the strategy setup was 001, and the put away strategy L, which is next empty bin, based on which the storage bin was proposed. If you don't have empty bin available in 001, then the search will fail and you would not get a bin proposed in this particular field, in which case you will have to arrange or create a bin separately and then rerun this transaction. So now we have the bins proposed, we have the quant created by the system, which is a numeric identity given to the material when it goes into a bin. I will hit enter now. So now you can see for the first line item, quantity 15, we have a destination bin proposed. We have the stock placement quantity and the total TO items. If you have another line item, you can always go to generate next material and it would follow the same process. Now we are done with the line items in the material document, so I can post this transfer order. Once I post this transfer order, let us see what happens to the stock. So now we can see, since the transfer order is created, the stock has moved from 902 to pick quantity, and also it is seen in stock for put away 15 quantity. So this is because we have a transfer order that is just created and which is not yet confirmed. Once we confirm the transfer order, it will disappear from both these places and land up here, which will mean that after confirmation of the transfer order, the complete stock is available. So let us see how do we confirm the transfer order. The transaction to confirm a transfer order is LT12. You can see the transfer order ready to be confirmed. We have actual quantity 15. If in case you find a difference during put away, or the user finds a difference during put away, you can always enter the difference here. So say for example, if during put away you find that the quantity supplied by the vendor is 14, you can always enter the difference here. Right now we will not get into those details. I will just show you the transfer order creation. So with this data, we are good to post this transfer order. This means the transfer order is confirmed now, and let us see the stock status. So now you can see that the stock from the interim storage type has disappeared and come up as available stock. So both at an IM level and a WM level, you can see the stock in sync. Additionally, if you want to see a stock purely at a WM level, you can use a transaction LS26. You enter the warehouse and the material in the plant, you would see the same screens. You can click on this white line and find the bin level data for each time the stock was input. So the next time your stock is going to be put away, the system will check if there are any empty bins available. So if you want to see the empty bins, use the transaction LX01. This will give you a list of empty bins. We want to see the empty bins in storage type 001. So we have ample empty bins. In case you don't have empty bins over here, you can create them. And if you want to see all the stock in a warehouse, you can use the transaction LX02 and give the range of storage type that you would want to see the stock in. Right now, we'll just see the stock in 001. So we can see all the stock that is available in storage type 001. Let us now see what additional details do you see in the material document after you have posted this stock in the warehouse. So I will just display this material document, and we can see in the WM tab you have additional details pertaining to the warehouse. You have the movement type captured, the warehouse number captured, you have the transfer required number captured. So in case if you don't know what is the transfer requirement created for the material document posted, you have to revisit this material document even before you begin your process of creating a transfer order from a transfer requirement. You can check here what is the transfer requirement and then go to LB10 and proceed with the transfer order creation. Right now we have already processed it, so we won't be seeing it over here. Transfer order 13 has been processed already. After seeing a simple inbound process, let us see in what other way can we get the material in the warehouse. If, for example, we would want to do some testing, we can also get the material in the warehouse with transaction MB1C, movement type 561. This is also known as the initial stock entry, and we can use this method to get some stock in the warehouse for our testing. So typically an initial stock load in the warehouse is done in two steps. The first step is posting the material document at an IM level. So I will post quantity 50 in the warehouse. At this time the warehouse is not batch managed, so I need not enter any details. And I post this and create a material document. At an IM level, there is an increase in the stock by 50 numbers, but at a WM level, this needs to be processed. So you can see the difference now. Now the stock which is posted via movement type 561 lands up in storage type 998, which is the initial entry for inventory data. So this is the interim storage type that would be used for initial entry. In the earlier case, the stock landed in 902, which is the interim storage type for goods received from external vendor. So let us now process this entry so that we get this material in available stock. Note that when we are doing an initial entry, we do not generate, or the system does not generate, a transfer request. So what we need to do is manually create a transfer order from the source bin to the destination bin we want. So we are going to see what is the source bin. The source bin is of name and the storage type is 998. Let us create a manual transfer order. The transaction for creating a manual transfer order is LT01 and the movement type you use is 999. The material has to be manually entered. The quantity needs to be manually entered. And the details of plant and storage location has to be manually entered. If you are entering a special stock or a stock category, you can enter it over here. For example, if you want to make initial entry of block stock or quality inspection stock, using the movement types maybe 563 or 565, that stock can also be entered in that particular status with appropriate stock category. We will hit enter and manually create this entry. So we know that the storage type is 998 and the storage bin is of name. You hit enter and the system would pick up the destination bin out of the strategy that we have selected. In case you want to specify or superimpose the bin that has been suggested by the system, you can do so over here. So for example, let me superimpose this particular selection by the system by a bin of my choice. So I will go and see some of the empty bins that are available using transaction LX01. So we have a bin 010202. So I will, for example, okay, this has already been selected. So let me 010203. So I can use 010203 or any bin of my choice. It need not be in the same storage type. It could be in any storage type. So it is up to us what bin we want to enter. So during the initial data loads, typically the case is that you already have stock in the warehouse and you would want to enter the stock into the same bin in SAP system. So you can do this automation over here by feeding the destination bin on your own without letting the system find the bin. It is allowed by SAP. So if you change the bin, you will have to delete the quant so that the system generates a new quant for your bin. This is a tip that you should remember. The system has accepted this bin and now I can create the transfer order. The transfer order is created. Let us now see the stock status. I'll just refresh it. So now you can see the stock has moved from the available stock in 998 to stock ready to be picked, and in the destination storage type it is ready to be put away. So once I confirm the transfer order, you can see that this stock from here disappears and this stock from here disappears, and the stock available stock in storage type 001 would be increased. We'll confirm the transfer order using transaction LT12. So once you confirm a transfer order by posting here, the stock would increase here. I confirmed it. I refresh. Now you can see the stock is 190 and it is available. So once you see this available in WM and the same stock is available in IM, you see that the stock at IM and WM level is in sync. So this was the inbound cycle with WM in picture. There are various other cycles which lead to an inbound process in the warehouse. For example, you do a goods receipt for a production order, or you are doing an inbound with customer returns. So all these processes would lead to an inbound process in the warehouse. So largely the process remains the same, only the movement type that is impacted is different.